The Conservatives just gave the Liberals an opportunity to explain Trudeau's clumsy remarks about construction workers that he made late last year, but instead the Liberals ended up parroting the Prime Minister's stupid remarks verbatim. You know, it's not always what the Liberals say that tells us the most about them. It's often what they don't say, or rather, what they refuse to tell us. Today I want to tell you about an order paper question from Conservative MP Rachel Harder. Now, her order paper question asks and compels the government to define what the Prime Minister meant when he said there would be adverse socioeconomic impacts created by having large numbers of men working in construction on energy projects in rural Canada. Let's watch this clip of Trudeau's embarrassing comments about construction workers before an international audience in Argentina to refresh our memories and embarrass ourselves again. Here.
You might not say, oh, what does a gender lens have to do with building this new highway or this new pipeline or something? Well, there are gender impacts. When you bring construction workers into a rural area, there are social impacts because they're mostly male construction workers. How are you adjusting and adapting to those? That's what the gender lens in GBA plus budgeting is all about.
Now, I'm no psychologist, but it feels a lot like what Justin Trudeau is doing there is projection. For example, when Trudeau went to the rural BC community of Creston, British Columbia, the better part of 2 decades ago, a young reporter named Rose Knight says that Trudeau groped her in a sexual manner, an accusation Trudeau has never denied. In fact, Trudeau apologized for the incident. Trudeau is putting his bad behavior on all men instead of just owning it himself. Anyway, so here's the order paper question from Rachel Harder. With regard to the Prime Minister's recent comment that there are impacts when you bring construction workers into a rural area, to what specific impacts was the Prime Minister referring? Now, what Harder got back as an answer from the Liberals was weird, even for them. She got back a verbatim transcript of Trudeau's remarks in Argentina. That was it. No explanation, no clarification, just a transcript. I'll attach the documents on the website here so you can see for yourself. It's just a transcript. We all know what Trudeau said. It's on video and I cringe every time he bumbles through his idiotic remarks. We want to know what he meant, even though we all know what he meant. He thinks our husbands, sons, fathers, and brothers are all as demeaning towards women as he is. Frankly, the order paper question gave the Liberals a chance to clarify Trudeau's remarks and softened them, but the Liberals were just too dumb to take that opportunity. Now, this leaves us with the unvarnished and probably accurate impression that Trudeau thinks that construction workers and blue-collar workers and people who stay in man camps to work on pipelines in the oil industry are potential rapists, gropers, and serial sexual harassers of women. You know, speaking of gropers and sexual harassers of women, I was sort of expecting an answer in this order paper question response, as the government is, of course, legally compelled to give me one, but maybe Trudeau was just experiencing this order paper question differently than I was. I hear that happens from time to time. What we're left with are 2 options here. First, the Liberals cannot justify what Justin Trudeau said that day in Argentina, especially given his own handsy history. And I'll be honest with you, I think there are some of the smarter Liberals out there who do feel that way. But I think there are a lot of Liberals who believe what Justin Trudeau said and that his remarks require no explanation or denunciation. I mean, we know this is how Canada's Environment Minister, Catherine McKenna, feels about her new gender-based analysis plus scheme that she insists on putting Canadian pipelines through going forward. But in either event, these Liberals don't think Canadians deserve an answer or clarification from the hereditary king, Justin Trudeau. The Liberals don't believe he or they need to be accountable to Canadians for what they say to defame hardworking men, especially when they do it on an international scale. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. Hey, did you know that there is another way to get your Rebel Media mobile fix? You can download all of our premium shows as podcasts so you can listen to them anywhere you feel like for example, if you're at the grocery store buying overpriced supply managed cheese. You can find our shows on your favorite podcast directory, or you can download them directly at therebel.media/listen.